Hello and welcome back to the Glow With Me podcast with your host Steph. Welcome if you are new and hello if you are back. I am so excited to be back and talking to you guys again, and I feel like this is a space where I can share all the tips and tricks that I've learned in my 20s, all the things that I'm currently learning, because it is literally a whirlwind going through your 20s, and just some little things that will make you feel better about yourself, to make you feel happier, to make you feel hotter, to make you feel healthier as a girl who is also trying to do all those things at once as well, and sometimes feels like a hot mess. So I really hope that you guys enjoy the topic that we're going to talk about today, and it's going to be 5 wellness tips or things that I do that I actually see results with, because I feel like there is so many different things online, there are so many different things that you see that will say things will literally change your life, whereas these are the things that I've actually implemented that I see a difference in my life with. Wellness is a huge term on the internet these days, from saunas to ice plunges to 80-20 rules to juice cleansers to sugar cleansers, dry brushing, supplements, organic produce, everything you can think of that you hear. You're probably like, I don't even know where to start. And believe me, I was the same person as well. There's so much information out there and it can get confusing. So I'm here to spill the tea on the wellness hacks that I actually implement and use, and I see a difference in my life. And this could definitely change in the future, because tomorrow I'm actually trying my first sauna. So I'm really excited, and it may be another wellness hack that I actually see a difference with. But I'm going to talk about some easy steps that you can implement in your life that will hopefully give you results the same way it has done for me. And they are to help improve my skin, my health, my happiness, and my overall wellness journey. But before we get into the episode, let's talk about some favorites I've had for the past week. Something that I forgot that I had is this 3-year journal that I got from Kmart, which just gives you a prompt for every single day to think about, to journal about. And I forgot I had it. I'd put it in a drawer. If you're a type, I don't know, C girly, I believe I am, then you may be the same thing, where you get really on with like your habit tracking, your journaling, and then sometimes you put it away, and for like a month or two you'll just forget about it and go about your routine. But I picked it up the other night and I went back through all the dates from October and I started writing down things, and it felt really therapeutic, and it's a nice way to just get your thoughts out onto paper. You can literally just journal in a blank notebook if you feel like it, but I love that this gave me prompts because it gives me something to think about. Another thing I've been loving is a dark nude lip liner with a nice gloss over the top. So at the moment, I've currently got the MCO Beauty Peptide Lip Treatments in the color Latte, and it literally tastes like a coffee. It is divine. But also the dark nude lip liner, it actually goes so well together, and I feel like I've been making more of a show of my lips lately. I used to just go for super nude colors, but I feel like it just complements my skin tone better when I go for a slightly darker shade. Obviously, as we're going into the summer, this may change and I might just pop a lip balm on without any lip liner, but for the colder months and spring, I really felt like that was a really nice vibe. Currently, I've also loved cooking at home. Now, I'm a foodie, so I love going out and enjoying nice food and drinks when we go out to a nice restaurant, but I feel like every time we just get takeaway, I get a bit disappointed. I'm like, I could have cooked that better at home. I could have made a healthier version of that at home, and I could have got more protein in if I did it at home. So I'm just loving cooking at home at the moment and trying to find new recipes. I baked banana bread last week because I had overripe bananas. The week before, I baked some banana bread oat cookies, which were kind of a flop, but it means I can try and perfect the recipe again and make it better. So I'm very excited about, just baking a bit more, cooking a bit more, and making my meals from scratch. So I'm really excited about cooking more at home, and I'm coming up with my recipes today so I can go get my shopping later today or tomorrow, and then meal prep some ideas tomorrow. So let's get into the intention or affirmation of the week. Now, I love adding these in every week. This is something to think about, and you can write it down in the notes app of your phone. You could put it on the back screen of your phone when you wake up every day so that you see it, or you could just write it down in your journal and think about what this intention means for you. So I love to do this because it just reframes my mind, and my mindset is super crucial in having a healthy and happy life. So the one that I chose today, I feel like really goes with the theme of what we're going to talk about, and it is: health is not a goal, it is a lifestyle. Nourish your body, mind, and spirit every day. Now, why I feel like this is so important is because you need to nourish all the parts of you to be able to be healthy. It is not just one quick fix. It's not when you just have a diet that means that you are healthy. It is not when you reach a certain weight limit that is when you're healthy. It is not when you cook every single meal from home that you are healthy. There are so many different components that go into you being healthy, and you as a healthy human being should not be determined by what you look like or what you weigh on the scales. It should be determined by how you feel. how you feel in your clothes, how you feel confident in yourself, how you feel when you're surrounded by other people, how you feel surrounded by just your own company, by being alone, how you feel when you are doing things that you love, when you're going after your goals, when you're going after your career, when you are spending time alone, when you are doing your hobbies. Wellness and health is an overall feeling, and it is not how you look. So I 100% hope that you nourish yourself in the way that you move today, in the way that you feed yourself, in the way that you talk to yourself, in the way that you think, and in the way of people that surround you. And I hope that you bring this intention into the week with you going forward. So we're going to go now into the 5 wellness hacks that have made a difference in my life and that I've seen results with. Number 1, nice and strong, is daily movement. Now, I highly recommend this because 1, it not only helps me physically, but it helps me mentally. Moving my body, whether it's just for a walk, which is what I did this morning, which TMI, if you want to skip 30 seconds, please do that now. But it is my first day on my period, so my cramps are there. And I really wanted to go to the gym today and do a heavy workout session, but I was already having cramps. It is going to be like 35 degrees today, and I was not feeling like doing that. So instead, I honored my body. I honored what it felt like doing, and it felt like going on a walk. And if it means I need to go to the gym tomorrow, even after Pilates, it means that I can do that because I'll have the energy tomorrow, I'll feel better. Or if it means I need to wait a few days, then I can do it in a few days' time. That is okay. That is what my body needs. But daily movement is still so crucial for me, whether it is walking, whether it is running, whether it is going to Pilates, whether it is doing a gym session. Daily movement, whatever it can look like for you, is so important because we have this body that we should want to use, that we should want to move, that we should be grateful that we get to do these things with. And we shouldn't just spend all of our time sitting down. 1, your body will thank you for it. Like literally your joints will thank you, your knees, your hips, everything about it, but also your mind will thank you. I know so many people who go to the gym simply for the mind benefits, and I love workout classes such as Pilates, especially the studio that I go to, for that, because it means I can just switch off from all the problems, from all the stresses, from all the things that are going on in my life, and just focus on moving my body for 45 minutes. Even if some of the moves such as scooters, lunges, if you've done Pilates, you'll know what I mean, they burn so bad, but you feel so proud of yourself for actually achieving and doing the movements that maybe you wouldn't put yourself up to if you were doing it by yourself. Believe me, I'm a culprit for that. So if you haven't moved your body today, then make sure you aim to put a little 15-minute, 10-minute, half an hour, whatever you can fit in your day, in your calendar right now for when you can go on a walk, go on a run, do a little home workout, maybe watch a YouTube video and follow that, maybe book in a class at your studio or go to the gym. Make it a priority to move your body because believe me, you will feel a difference and you will start feeling more confident in yourself as well because you're doing the things that you said you're going to do. And I love that byproduct of movement. I love that byproduct of exercising is that it builds confidence in yourself, which is what we all want, and a big, huge result that we want to see in our lives that we're all striving for on our journey become hotter, healthier, and happier. Now, on to number 2, coffee after food. Now, this may be controversial because I see a lot of things online saying that 1, you should have it after food because it spikes your cortisol, and 2, people saying that your cortisol naturally spikes in the morning. And there is so many different debates on, if you should swap your coffee for matcha, if you should swap it for decaf, if you should have it after a full breakfast or just a little bit of food. Now, I personally say this because I have seen results in it. My body does get super, super twitchy and I feel like my heart rate goes up and I start getting a headache when I have coffee on an empty stomach. Now, this doesn't happen every time, but it happens when I've delayed eating for a long period of time and instead I've had a coffee. I'm lazy and don't want to cook my breakfast yet. However, I see a big difference when 1, I either have a banana before every Pilates or workout class that I go to, and then I might come back home and have food and then coffee, or I'll have a coffee then food. But it just means that I'm not having coffee on an empty stomach and I'm not getting that huge headache, that rush, whatever it is that the cortisol or the caffeine is doing to my body. And you need to figure out what works for your body. If it works for your body to have coffee on an empty stomach and you don't get any of those symptoms, you don't feel lightheaded, you don't feel like you're in fight or flight mode, then that is okay. You need to do what works for you. But if you find that your body is getting a little bit headachy, or you're getting lightheaded, or you're feeling like stressed as soon as you have that coffee into your body, maybe you should try eating some breakfast, eating some high protein, having some fruit before before you have that coffee and see if it makes a difference in your body. And as for me, someone who wants to lower my inflammation for my skin journey, for my acne, I want to feel better. I don't want to feel foggy and headachy in the morning, and I want to be able to conquer my day. I love my food and my coffee, so I'm going to make sure that I do what works for my body so that I don't have those bad side effects. Number 3, now this one goes hand in hand with number 1, but just also everything that I talk about on my Instagram. You'll literally see a photo of me probably every day walking my dog, and it is getting outside in nature and sun daily. Now, why is this so important? Now, it doesn't need to be on a walk. You could go sunbake out in your backyard. You could go read a book out in your backyard. You could go to the beach. You could walk your dog. There is something about being surrounded in nature, in green grass, trees, the ocean, that just makes me feel so calm, and it does something else to my body that nothing else could do. And that is because it is scientifically proven to trigger the parasympathetic nervous system, also known as the rest and digest system, which calms the body. So 1, it decreases your heart rate, lowers blood pressure, and reduces stress hormones like cortisol. To me, it feels like as humans, we're almost reconnecting with who we're meant to be, who we were created to be surrounded by nature. We're not meant to be in these concrete jungles. We're not meant to be living every single day behind a screen and just being bombarded with, advertisements and sales and everything like that. We're meant to be out in nature, and that is why we calm down. That is why our nervous system can fully rest when we're out in nature. So I highly recommend just getting some sun, being outside, seeing some trees, seeing the ocean, whatever you can do to be able to do that. Try and get that into your everyday life. It helps me gain focus, calmness, happiness, mental clarity, and so much more. Helps me think of new ideas for the podcast, for my Instagram. It helps me reconnect with my husband, my dog, my friends when I go out on walks with them as well. And I know that I'm so grateful for being able to live in WA or Australia if you are, because we have such beautiful walks really close by. So take advantage of them when you can, especially if you can pop them into little parts of your day. Another one that may be super rogue, but number 4 is drinking more herbal teas or drinking teas and the benefits that they give you. Now, why do I say this? Because I went off my tea bandwagon for a couple months, and I feel like my skin flared up. I feel like my inflammation took over, and I feel like the teas actually did make a difference. Now, I am not someone who can unfortunately swap my coffee for tea. I love my coffee in the morning, but by adding in more teas, especially in the evening or just throughout the day, means that 1, I get my water intake more, but 2, I'm getting the benefits of those teas. So I love to drink teas such as green tea because it helps with my acne, it helps promote weight loss, it treats bloating, allergies. I love to drink spearmint tea, which is really good for balancing out your hormones, so hormonal acne. I also love drinking white tea. At the moment, I've got some rooibos tea, I have chai tea, and a few others in the cupboard there. But I feel like teas are really good for you. Also, some other good ones that I wanted to mention are chamomile. It's beneficial for sleep, headaches, anxiety, and bloating. There is chai tea, which enhances the immune system and fights inflammation and colds. Matcha tea, which I know so many people love, is immunity booster and a detoxifier. Ginger tea is amazing if you're feeling sick, which I love to have a bit of ginger, honey, lemon when I'm feeling a little bit unwell. So maybe if you are fighting with inflammation in your body, maybe if you are fighting with some acne, try out some different teas, do your own research, see what will work for your body type, what you enjoy drinking as well, and you can put it into your routine and start drinking them in the afternoons, in the evenings. Maybe switch out your second coffee a day for a tea instead and see if you get any health benefits from it. But I definitely do see a calmness in my skin, and I see me also not reaching for a sweet treat. Now, I am a girl who loves to reach for a sweet treat after dinner, but I feel like a tea just hits that spot. Like a little tea with a bit of honey in it can hit the same spot and make me feel satisfied because I didn't really need to eat anything. I'm already full from dinner. I just wanted something to, give me that little craving to hit that spot that just nullifies any sweet tooth that I have for the rest of the night. And I feel like a tea can definitely do that. And number 5 is prioritizing sleep, rest, and stretching. Now, why do I say this? Because you can't be go all the time and expect to see results, 1, physically, and 2, mentally. Why? Because if you go into burnout zone, if you're always doing too much, you're never going to see the results that you want to see. If you want to see muscle growth, then you need to have rest, because the muscles actually need rest and recovery between the sessions to be able to grow bigger. You also need to be making sure you're getting enough sleep. This will help with so many different things. This will help with weight loss. This will help with growing muscle. This will help with mind fogginess. This will help with clarity. This will help with literally so many different things. Your mood, how you're feeling, your inflammation. There are so many things wrapped up with how well you sleep, and I know a lot of people track their sleep, which I haven't gotten into yet, but I feel like it's super interesting and probably something that I would look to doing in the future to see how much deep sleep I'm getting, you know, if it is restorative sleep, how long I'm actually sleeping for, and the benefits of when I do get a good night's sleep versus a bad night's sleep. And stretching, I have seen a huge difference in this as I've been adding in more stretch Pilates classes, because I used to go to more hardcore classes, which I highly love, and I feel like I get such a good burn out of, but a stretch class is needed, and I do that every single week now, and I feel like my hips become a little bit more, you know, open. I feel like I can do squats better, I can do lunges better. I feel like I can actually do the movements in my other classes better when I have a stretch class in for my week. And I feel like it just helps me slow down, it helps me think about things, it helps me almost get in a meditative state, and my body really thanks me for it, because if I don't stretch, I'm probably not going to do it myself in my own time. But I highly recommend, if you can, maybe it's time to get a little Pilates mat, put it in front of your TV, light a nice candle, have a tea ready going, and maybe watch like a YouTube video of a stretching, you know, 15-minute stretch that you can then follow. And I feel like this is great because you can do it by yourself. You're not in front of other people. You're not doing it after your gym session in a crowded gym where everyone's like pumping heavy weights. You can do it in the quiet of your own home, in the quiet of your bedroom, wherever it feels comfortable for you. But it just means that you'll get more out of your muscles. It means you will recover better. It means that you will be able to move better. It will mean that so many different benefits can come from stretching. Thank you for listening to another podcast. I'm so glad to be able to have given you some, hopefully, tips and tricks that will help you on your wellness journey, because there is so much information out there. And like I said, I want to try more things. I want to try LED face masks. I want to try saunas. I am trying to get into my dry brushing, you know, phase. There are so many different things that I definitely do want to try and see if I see results in. But these are things that I feel like as a girly starting in your wellness routine, as a girly starting to become 1% better every single day, that you can add into your life, or that maybe you can see if they work for you and make you feel better mentally, physically, emotionally, and I hope that they help you. So write them down if you haven't already. I'll also pop them in the show notes below so you don't miss out. And I hope that you follow the podcast on Instagram as well, because I want to post some more things for you guys there. And let me know what you want to see. Let me know if you want to see like the daily intentions and what I journal about every single week. Let me know if you want to see my workout routine that I'm doing, anything that I cook during the week, whether it's good or bad, because I am someone who just doesn't even know what to share with you guys. But this podcast means a lot to me, and I feel like I can get what I'm trying to give to you guys out on this podcast. So I can give you tips and tricks. I can give you the real reality of being a girl in her 20s, also trying to become 1% better every single day. And I want to strive to bring that to my Instagram as well. So if you have anything that you want to see or that you're interested in seeing about my life, then please let me know, because I would love to connect with you guys more over there as well as here. And I'm so grateful that you listened to this podcast all the way through. So please leave me a review if you enjoyed it, and try out any of these wellness hacks if you are also on your wellness journey. Thank you so much for listening, and I will talk to you another time. Bye.